Hey everybody, Austin back again, continuing this July 2014 Sega Master System Let's Play Marathon. We've got Action Fighter this time, which was a relatively early Master System release. Fairly colorful, fairly competent, kind of not really. This is actually one of those Master System games I really don't like that much. Now I really wanted to like this game because, you know, just upon first glance, it looks really cool. As you can see, it looks like Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter was a really cool arcade game. Early 80s arcade game, mind you. Action Fighter looks like it could be a lot of fun. And it has some cool concepts. For instance, you sort of shift between this Spy Hunter style gameplay, and you eventually get to a traditional shoot 'em up section. More like Xevious style section, where you can fire bombs to the ground as well as destroy enemies coming at you from the air. It's got some cool concepts, but the execution of this game is just kind of crap, if you ask me. It's got a lot of design choices that just leave me scratching my head. But, you know, as the demo's going on here, I'm going to go ahead and try to explain the game to the best of my ability before I actually get into it. Because as you can see, Action Fighter is a very fast-paced game, and you die very, very, very easily in this game. And it's extremely frustrating. Oh, God, is it frustrating. Why am I doing this Let's Play? Anyway, guys, Action Fighter, the second you get into the game, you always start off, at least on the driving sections, you start off as basically a motorcycle. And the goal is to destroy enemies. And after a certain amount of enemies are destroyed, letters will start appearing down the screen. And it's like A, B, C, D, it just goes down the alphabet like that. And once you get to like F or G or H or something crazy like that, your character will actually morph into a flying car. Now, you actually don't go straight from the motorcycle to the flying car. You'll actually collect letters, you'll transform into a car, and then you'll transform into a car with wings and so forth. And then you'll take off in the shoot 'em up style section. You also have tractor trailers with the Sega logo on them. Very much like the tractor trailers in Spy Hunter. You can actually go into these and power up your shots, power up your vehicle, and whatnot. Generally speaking, your stock firepower is extremely weak in this game, but you can eventually power it up to missiles, which will just slice and dice through enemies. Something to consider in this game when you're playing, and let me go off track here for a second. The reason I'm explaining this is just because the game is so fast and you can die so easily. I'm not going to be able to possibly explain it while I'm playing, but okay, back on track. What I wanted to explain as well is that if you touch enemies, you will die. Like, if this motorcycle ran into any of these vehicles like that, he blows up. And it's stupid. It's really frustrating. And every time you die, it goes to a blue screen, like this, not unlike this actually, with stats and lives and things like that. And so you're constantly shifting between the track, dying, blue screen. Track, shoot enemies, die, blue screen. It's just like, and the blue screen just really disrupts the flow of the gameplay. So instead of like having your character just come back on screen, it goes to the blue screen. And you're going to see a lot of blue screens in this Let's Play. So yeah, don't touch enemies, you will die. When you're in the car form, I believe touching enemies actually just bumps you. But if an enemy bumps you to the side of the road, kind of like in Bump and Jump, the classic arcade and television and NES and whatever game, you will die if you touch the side rails or something like that. Something else to consider is in the top right portion, not top right, bottom right portion of the screen, there's a counter that's counting down from 999. This is actually the amount of time you have until you pretty much are given just lives. So you can crash as many times as you want for the first 1,000 seconds or something like that. And they're not actually seconds. It actually ticks down a lot faster than a normal second. So there you can see it there, ticking down in the bottom right-hand portion of the screen. And the second that ticks down all the way, 2 or 3 crashes or something like that, or maybe even 1 crash, and it's game over. And as far as I'm aware, you get no continues in this game, which is really frustrating. So there you go. That's pretty much Action Fighter in a nutshell. Now again, you can sort of transform into this flying car, and then that takes you to a more traditional top-down overhead shooting section, and then you'll beat a boss. You'll start the next level out with the shoot 'em up section, and then you'll transform back to the road fighter. It just keeps bouncing back and forth like that. But yeah, so let's go ahead and finally get into the game. And you can enter your name. So I'll go ahead and type my name so you guys know it's me and not some bot. I don't know why the O's there, but whatever. Okay, so first mission. We've got a secret command. First mission, sink these ships from the president. Now, you don't really have to worry about these. When I was first playing the game, I thought I had to actually shoot the boats. Any boat I saw. But it wasn't like that. That's pretty much just the boss, and that's it. You'll eventually get to the boss as long as you play well enough. So again, shoot lots of enemies. And the Sega... God, I hate that freaking Sega truck in this game, man. If you don't time it just right, it drives off away from you. Which basically means you lose your power-ups that you could have obtained from it. Which makes the game even more frustrating than it already is. And now I've got helicopters that will probably start shooting stuff down on me. Which is a pain. Stop. Okay, there's the truck. There we go. Got it. Oh, please don't tell me it's going to put me out right on the median. Whew. Okay, it didn't. Okay, so I got... Okay, it looks like the motorcycles actually don't kill me in one hit. It's just the cars do. But now I'm in a car form. And I've got A, B, C, D, E. I think I just need a couple more letters. So there's F. That's it, I think. What the hell? I just died out of nowhere? Or did the helicopter drop something? Did you guys see that? Because I didn't. I didn't see anything. So when you die, you lose your firepower, which sucks. So these enemies take more hits. And like I said, when you slam into enemies in the car form, you pretty much get slammed over like that. I'm getting really lucky and not slamming into the side wall. There we go. Sega truck again. You eventually get, like, homing missiles you can fire. There we go. Those are my wings. So now we're pretty much onto the shoot 'em up style section. I don't really consider the last section, like, traditional shoot 'em up style. It's more like Spy Hunter, where it's like a shooter, but not. In those sections, it's more about worrying about slamming into enemies and things like that. Whereas this, it's more about worrying about, well, shooting down your enemies and not dying. So, on these sections, you don't really have to worry about the environment. There's pretty much no walls to slam into, which, you know, that's the big difference between a typical traditional shoot 'em up. It's more about the enemies than it is the environment you're going through. So you also have bombs, which you can activate by pressing the alternate button, and in this case, button 1, and which makes this section a lot more like Xevious. Unfortunately, it's like a poor man's Xevious. It's almost like the same patterns over and over. It's not even that much fun, to be honest with you. It's a lot less fun when you die and you lose your power-ups. For instance, I've got like a speed power-up right now. I don't think I'm normally this fast. I could be wrong, but I really don't think I'm normally this fast. I guess we'll find out when I die. So there's a boat down there. That is not the boat that they're talking about you destroying. It's just there for points. Those are the boats I actually thought I had to kill according to the mission in the beginning. And it's not really entirely clear on that. So just ignore whatever the mission tells you to destroy. That is just essentially the boss. It's just there for whatever. So you look at these patterns. Not exactly amazing stuff here. This is like the 5th or 6th time, maybe more, that I've attacked these same planes and these same dudes coming down on this waveform. You know, like I said in the beginning of the video, I really don't like this game that much. It's just another case of Sega Master System failed potential. You know, it just could have been so cool, but it's just not that cool if you ask me. There's just similar games done better on other platforms. Like, either do all Spy Hunter or all shooter. Which they did in, like, Astro Warrior on the Master System, which is a pretty cool little shooter. Not too complicated, but it's better than this. So... Oh, jeez. I didn't know that was the boss coming up. That was apparently the boss, and, yeah. So... Austin, no. Yeah, I'm definitely a lot slower now. So that P icon I got at the beginning must have been a power-up icon, which probably boosted my speed. Yeah, so this is the boss. I don't recall it being too difficult. Just drop your bombs. And that's it. So the next level is going to pretty much start off in the same format that we're in right now. So it's going to be shoot 'em up section, and then it's going to go back to the driving section. And I don't know if we're going to go back to the shoot 'em up section in the same level. I have no idea. We're going to find out if we find out. Because again, this game could be tough. It could be brutal. And you get no continues as far as I'm aware. So if I fail here, that's pretty much it. And there are very good chances of me failing because I have no power-ups. And so, no power-ups means these guys take a lot of hits. Not these guys, those are like popcorn enemies. But like the helicopter enemies, they take a lot of hits. And it's kind of frustrating. See, there it is. Got my missiles back. Unfortunately, the firepower, there's not much variety to it in this game, which is... Oh, what the hell, really? Did that even touch me? That could have been an instance right there of bad hit detection. Which doesn't at all surprise me for a game of this era. A console game of this era, I should say. Arcade games generally had better hit detection than a lot of console games. From my experience, anyway. A lot of old school games were plagued by really large hitboxes. Like Sky Shark on the NES was a prime example of that. Really cool shooter with like cool music and decent gameplay, but the hitboxes in that game were just retarded. And you would die. Like, the bullet obviously did not hit you. It was like the bullet was not even anywhere close to you, and you would still die. That's how bad the hit detection was in that game. And Action Fighter can kind of be like that. So, see, that was my fault right there. I'll give it that. I'll give you that, game. Austin Zero, Game 1. See, you've got pretty much nothing in terms of firepower when you die, and it's like, should I even try to attack these enemies? They're not really doing much for me. Like, the game rewards you for not attacking. These are like homing missiles. Should call them frustrating missiles. One problem I've had is that the bullets are white from like the helicopters and whatnot, and they don't show on top of the clouds. They show underneath the clouds, so you can't see where the freaking bullets are. They completely failed, like Design 101. It was terrible. Like, several of these early Master System games shared the same traits, where it's like they had some really cool concepts, but it's like they weren't thought out well enough or fleshed out well enough. And some of these simple design mistakes really hinder like the enjoyment of the games. Like, you'll be flying through a cloud, and you have no choice, by the way. It's not like you can go around the cloud. You have to fly through the cloud, but you can't see the bullet. Like, some of those bullets were on top of the clouds, some weren't, and you'll just smash into the one, coincidentally, that's below the cloud. And it gets really frustrating. I really hated this game when I was practicing it, when I first got it a few weeks back. Now I'm playing it in this Let's Play, I still don't really like it that much, but I'm definitely doing better than I was before. So, I don't know if the goal is to still collect letters now. I think I have to fight the tanks. I think that's what's going to happen. I fight the tanks, and then I go back onto a level that's like the first stage we were already at. Now, if I die, I probably lose my car, and I start back off as... Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, you can press button 1 to switch. I don't know what the point of that was, because you're much more at risk. What is this, a shield or something? I sure hope so. Something to note is that you can actually slam into the back of the Sega van and die. which makes the game even more frustrating than it already is. It's like, really? Really? Hey, Sega van. So you gotta be really, really careful about that. So apparently it's a shield. Oh, it is. It's like invulnerability. Okay, I'm just like rolling through these enemies. Yeah, that was good. So now I only have 1 life left. I haven't even gotten to the boss yet. My power-ups are gone. And remember, we get no continues. But I might be close to the boss now. I'm not sure. Kind of like Sega Rally style, you need to watch out for those road signs. Not road signs, but the directions. It's like when you're playing Sega Rally, they tell you, like, how sharp the turn is. Like, medium left, K right, and stuff like that. So this is sort of like the predecessor to that when you think about it. Come on. It's got to be the boss. Yeah, here's the boss. And I don't know how a car can just go back and forth like this. But, god damn it. I was going to say I'll take it, and then I died. See if I can get some missiles again, because we're on our last life, and if I die... Well, never mind. Yeah, look at the car. He's just like... doesn't even have to turn. They should make cars like that these days. That would be awesome. If I could just, like, get next to a spot where I have to, like, parallel park. And not actually parallel park. Just, like, move in horizontally. That'd be awesome. And the car gets lifted up and it's, like, hovering or something. Come on. Admit it. You guys would think that would be badass, too. Right? Right. That's what I thought. Third mission, attack, where you got more air stuff. So it looks like we're going to go back into the air in this one, if I can actually make it. Unfortunately, my time's reset, so I don't feel as bad now. So let's go ahead and get our letters back up, which I'm assuming that's still the same goal. Whoa, that was close. It's kind of ironic, because these are like health vans. And it's like they're out to kill me, like... You're out to help me, man. That just doesn't make any sense. Unless, like, the vans had different icons on them in the Japanese version. And maybe they were offensive or something, and they changed them to just plus signs in the American one. Who knows? I have no idea if they did censorship or anything like that on Master System games. If you know of any instances where they... Whoa, that was close. If you know of any instances where they did blatantly change certain things between one region's game or another... Conciting aside, because someone brought that to my attention in that video, let me know. So definitely let me know. I always like to learn about those instances. It always makes me wonder why, like, certain elements were changed. Like the Castlevania series, I can understand because America in general, I think, was definitely a little more, well, I don't want to say they were more religious back then, but they were more keen to being offended by certain things back then from a religious aspect. So in the Castlevania games, sometimes they would like remove crosses from certain things, or things like that. Any highly religious symbolism was sometimes removed in those games. So I doubt that was the case with this game, because just look how basic it is. I mean, it's just blocks and squares, and hey, look, there's a flag. But still, if you know of any other games that had changes like that, let me know. That would be definitely cool to know. So, look at that. I just kind of just sit in the center of the screen and just go through everything. Or not. I can just, fail like that. Can't believe I played this game for 19 minutes. That is approximately how far we are into the video right now, so... I thought I'd be playing this game for like 5 minutes and then be throwing it across the room like I did with my Thunderblade video. Oh, that was... Oh, come on, man! Now I'm not focusing. I need to focus. Focus! I need to focus, because I'm just not playing that well right now. So, but yeah, my Thunderblade video... just, God, I hated doing that Let's Play. That was terrible. I never want to play that game again. The arcade version, on the other hand, I do want to play. And the PC Engine version, I do want to play again. But The Master System version, no thanks. I will pass. Thank you. Does anybody want my cartridge, by the way? If it still works. Oh, jeez, man. So basically you die, you lose your power-ups, and then you have to deal with stupid-ass homing missiles that take a shit ton of hits. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. This video is definitely not going to end the way I wanted it to. I thought it would get a little bit farther. Remember, you can die as many times as you want until your time runs out. So there's that. They really should just inundate you with power-ups because it's just not any fun. Look at that, like all those hits for nothing. I mean, well, I got lucky there. It just doesn't feel good, and that's one of the biggest problems with this game, is it just doesn't feel good. It feels okay when you get the missiles and you're like slicing through enemies like butter, but for the most part it doesn't feel good aside from that. So I'd say about 80% of the time you're playing a game that just doesn't feel good because you've got really crappy firepower. I'm surprised there's no spread shot or anything in that game either. That would definitely help a lot. I mean, you just got the same straight ahead shooting over and over. You know what it reminds me of? Is it reminds me of Twin Eagle on the 8-bit NES. Ugh. That game had the same problems where everything of firepower in that game just shot straight ahead. And yeah, of course, the arcade version did the exact same thing, but the arcade version did it a little bit differently, and it felt natural in that, but it just felt like crap, the NES version. And that's what firing an action fighter feels like. So I think we might be at the boss. Dude takes a lot of hits. Now there's gonna be another dude. Question is how many dudes? Is it 3? Or is it more? Oh, what? Come on! I didn't even touch the damn bullet. See that? That was an example of bad hit detection right there. Really bad hit detection. Now I'm gonna have to do this boss. Assuming I don't die here, I'm gonna have to do this boss without a power-up. And you saw how many hits it took with the power-up. So, like, it's like, what makes you think this is gonna be any better now? It's not! Ah, ha, ha, I gotcha! And the bomb apparently doesn't do anything, I think, on the bosses, or this boss in particular. Hey, ay, 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 ay. Oh, jeez. How many hits was that? Well, I think I've got my plan. Just wait and sit in the opposite side of the screen where you have more room to dodge the bullets, because, yeah, there's no sense in trying to weave through them because the hit detection is so bad. It's not that it's so bad, but it's pretty bad. You guys, I mean, it's really not that great. Not that great at all. So, just take it easy like this, move back over, something like that. Hope he doesn't kill me, because I have no lives left, and yeah, something like that. Got an extra life? No? I heard a sound, but it obviously wasn't an extra life, because my rest didn't go up. It's still at rest 0. So, guys, officially, this is actually the farthest I've made it in this game, ever. So, you know, give me a round of applause. So... I'm punishing myself by playing this game. Alright, let's see how annoying this shoot 'em up section is. Look, the same patterns again! Jeez, man, they were really struggling for ideas in this game. I mean, like, I can understand the first level or two, but come on, guys, really? We're on the 3rd stage already. It's the same crap as the first 2 levels. And look, homing missiles I can't do a damn thing about because I don't have my missile. Thanks, Action Fighter. You're the best. If any of you guys have played this game before, and you've managed to watch this far into the video, post your comments on what you think about this game. As an experienced Action Fighter player. Jesus, man, what, really? Ugh. I want to know how much you hate this game compared to how much I hate this game. I hate this game a lot. But I want to know how much you hate the game. Maybe you don't hate the game. Maybe you really like Action Fighter, and you really like to make yourself suffer a lot. Like, stupid missile. Let me know. Post your comments below. If you've never played this game before, let me know what you think of it just by looking at it like this. Is it good? Is it bad? Does it look stupid? I think it just looks... God damn it, man! And you're probably thinking to yourself, man, Austin, you know, you could totally be, like, destroying that missile if you would just pay attention. But that's the problem. That's the problem, is I'm not paying attention. That was a bad hit detection right there. In a modern game, I would have just scraped right by that bullet. But nope, not an Action Fighter. Not an Action Fighter. I want to say that the power-ups appear based on, like, how many enemies you kill. But there's nothing indicating that whatsoever. It's just like, you have to draw the conclusion yourself. And, that's annoying. No meters, no nothing. Nothing saying, hey, there's going to be a power-up. Or so many enemies left to get a power-up. Because you would really like to know that. But, you know, we're not going to tell you. We don't... Nah, this is 1986. You're better than that. You actually know how to play games in 1986. There's no hand-holding here. Normally I complain about hand-holding, but it's not hand-holding. It's just giving more of an indicator. That's it. Hand-holding is like stopping the game and pointing an arrow in every single direction. And I'm glad this game doesn't have that. But it could use more in terms of like a heads-up display. How about displaying the score on screen? You know? Things like that. Like other traditional shooters do. So it's not so much about hand-holding as it is just giving the player a better idea of what the hell is going on. So, of course, there's always the manual, which I don't have, so I'm sure the manual tells you, hey, kill enemies to get power-ups. Or one power-up, because that's really all there is in this game. I'm almost running out of time already, and we haven't even gotten to the, well, that was a speed-up power-up, apparently, but it looked exactly like my actual... Shit. And I died right as my time ran out, which means I have 0 lives now. Yep. Oh, I should have died like a millisecond earlier. I would have been better off. I'm not going to let you take me down, freaking missiles. Watch the missile still kill me as I hit the ground. This is going to be rough. Oh, look, there's going to be a split, like, almost right away. I was going to say, where are all the enemies at? Oh, what? Bullets? Come on! Man, screw this game. Stupid game. I hate this game. Oh, major facepalm. So, all that work, no continues, and a lot of cheap deaths. I mean, there's a reason why they give you pretty much 1,000 seconds of pretty much free-for-all gameplay. Because the game is just stupid. I think it was a game that Sega probably should have either reworked or just canned completely. Because it's dumb. I'm really curious to your thoughts on this game and what you think of Action Fighter. Again, I'm not a fan of this game. Like, it has decent qualities. Like, the visuals aren't half bad for 86. It's colorful. The music, I mean, it's okay, I guess. I mean, if they had more tunes, it would be different. But it's just the same tune over and over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't care for this game, guys. And it's mostly from a gameplay perspective. I think Sega could have done a lot more with this game. I mean, hell, even Spy Hunter does more, and it came out like 5 years before this game, maybe longer. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back with some more Master System Let's Play videos in the next day or two, so definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, take care, everybody.